A little bit about Coach gave you a lot of praise for a sophomore. Talk a little bit about the expectations that's kind of been placed on you as a sophomore.
It's pretty high. You just got to know what you have to do on the floor, what role you have, and how you can fit in. And you just try and show them what you can do as much as you can when you get the minutes that you get. And in practice, you got to know how to get the minutes on the floor that you want.
So you mentioned you opened up already with a game against Baldwin. Maybe talk a little bit about that. Any of you guys can talk about that and kind of what did you like from that game, and maybe what do you see that you need to correct?
From a coaching standpoint, I loved our energy and just raw effort out there on the floor. I feel like we dictated the pace of the game. I feel like we dictated what happened out on the floor. And I was very pleased with our overall defensive effort as a unit. Guys played great, help defense. They helped out their teammates. I think we, did a good job of making Baldwin run their offense a lot further out away from the basket than what they wanted to. I was very pleased with how we shared the basketball. I think this group wants to be together as a group, and that's one thing that I think's very evident. I was very pleased with their energy on the floor. We played with a passion out there that, you see them slapping high fives and getting all excited for each other. It's really good when you can see kids get excited for each other. I think you've got something going well.
Talk a little bit about a couple of some of the standouts on football, Jared Summers and Carl Heck. Another guy I've heard about, too, is Brady Sweeto. Sweeto, is that right?
Sweeto. Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about them and what they look like so far and in the first game.
Well, Jared's probably the guy. He is the guy that has the most experience for us. And if you've seen him play on the football field, he's a tough kid that's not afraid to mix it up. He's always a guy that wants to do what's asked of him, and he's no different on the basketball floor. He's physical. He'll get out there and guard people. He's extremely coachable, and I expect him to have a really good senior campaign. He generally will draw the other team's best guard, and he'll have to defend them. And he's physically strong, so I think he's capable of doing that, and he's going to have a really good year. Carl Hecht, he played quite a bit for us last year. He started a couple of games. We think that he'll have a really good year. He's going to play in the post primarily. He's got a pretty decent frame where he can seal some people. I mean, he had to guard a pretty good-sized kid. I don't know if you're familiar with Gaylord from Baldwin. He's a big boy, and I thought Carl did a really, really nice job of guarding him. And so I expect Carl also to have a really, really good year. Brady Sweeto, he's supposed to be here today, but he's sick. He's home with a fever, and I didn't think we wanted to expose all of you, so he stayed home. But Brady's one of those kids that if you saw him walking down the street, you might not think basketball player because he's not super tall. He's about 5'9" and weighs buck nothing, but he has a passion for the game. He may be one of our kids that has the most just feel for the game. He knows how to create plays. He's a big energy guy. When he's going and he brings that positive energy, he takes us up to another level. He shot it real well the other night against Baldwin, and you might not have heard him a whole lot coming into the season. He played backup minutes for us last year, but he's going to shoulder a big load for us this year, and he's someone that we need to have step up and play well for us, and I think he's capable of doing that.
So, Greg, maybe touch a little bit on Coach mentioned you had to sit out last year with the illness, and I guess not really getting too much about the illness, but I guess your hunger to come back this year and hit the hardwood.
Yeah, that was real tough for me. Basketball is probably my favorite sport, and our junior year was one that I was really looking forward to, just with the senior class that we had, and then my class coming together. We were looking to make a good campaign that year with it, but having to miss a month and a half worth of basketball really hurt me. But I didn't let it hold me back. I came back in the next summer. I worked hard. I was just ready to come this year too, and ready to show what we got out there.
This last question I'll toss out. Maybe talk about the league this year, kind of your thoughts on what the league's going to look like and where you guys kind of land in that picture.
In my opinion, the Call Valley League is an extremely strong league. I think it's filled with great players. It's filled with great coaches. And any given night, it's going to be a dogfight. Lansing's had a great run here for quite a while now. Coach Briggs does a great job over there. I think Mill Valley is going to have a really good squad this year. Bonner's going to have a really good squad this year. You know, Baser's always good, so you've got to be ready to play on any given night. With that being said, I think our guys are hungry. I think they are a group that wants to go out and prove that they belong. And so we're going to get that opportunity. We have a stretch of games here coming up, you know, on the road at Bonner, at Baser here before, and we're going to Ottawa as well, who's not a league school, but they're still a solid squad, where we're going to, you know, learn a lot about ourselves and see where we're at. So we're definitely not afraid of that challenge. We're going to go out there and step up and give the best effort that we can, and I think people will be pleasantly surprised with how we play. Thank you.